Welcome back everybody, and what I'm going to be doing today is talking about the loop line and carabiner. Okay then, as a result of my previous video about the belt order, fighting kit, all that good stuff, a lot of people were asking me questions about this, the loop line, okay, because it's one of those things that you don't see that often nowadays, and I think it generated quite a bit of interest. So I'm not trying to sell this or anything like that. This isn't a product I'm selling. This is just as a result of people's interest in this item. So what is a loop line? Okay, so what this is, it's an 8-meter line of nylon tape, okay, and it's about 14 millimeters wide. And what this is used for then, this is primarily used for making a safety line going across fast flowing rivers and stuff, okay. So in the jungle, obviously you've got to do loads of river crossings, that sort of thing. If you was having to cross a particularly fast flowing river, and as a recce unit for the Pathfinders, what we used to have to do quite often is make sure that crossing points might be safe for like larger formations of troops. So a recce unit would go forward, set up that crossing point for say a company or even a battalion or more with these, and what you can do is basically loop these all along together to make basically a safety line going across a fast flowing river. You can also use these for lots of other stuff. So you can use them for basically help constructing things like big bashers and stuff like that. You can use them for lowering or hauling up bergens over cliff faces. You can also use this, to make a Swiss seat, which is for abseiling. And I have used that whilst on mountain carders up in Scotland. So what I'll do next then is I'll unfurl this and I'll actually show you how it's used for a Swiss seat. Okay, making a Swiss seat with a loop line then. All you're going to do is get the whole thing, take it off the carabiner, and then you're just going to unravel it, okay? You're going to find the two ends, so I've got one end there. You can see it's quite long, it's 8 meters long. And I've got the other end there, and you can actually see the loops now, as the name implies, it's got two loops on it. So I've got the two loops, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get to the central point there. And the first thing I'm going to do then to make the Swiss seat is I'm going to put that central point on my left hip, because of my braking hand, because I'm right-handed, is going to be my right side. So this is my non-braking side. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the actual tape around my body, like so. And then when I get to the centre, I'm just going to loop one side over the other, and I've got to get obviously all that tape through. Like so, like you're tying your knot on your laces, and then I'm just going to do that again. So I've just passed that through again. I'm just going to pull all that loop line through. So that's all through now. Then I'm going to tighten it up around my waist, like so. Next part I'm going to do then is I'm going to pass the two lines underneath my legs and around to the other side, okay? So there's one, and there's the other. So at this point you're obviously going to make sure everything's squared away down there, you're not trapping anything, okay? Like so. Then I'll show you around to the back then. What we're going to do is take each line, pass it from the top down through that waistband, like so, and then pass it through to the inside. See that there? So I'm going to do the same on this side. I'm going to pass it from the top down to the inside. And then what I'm going to do then to tighten it up, I'm going to squat down and pull on these two ends like so. Stand up, and I'm going to do the same again for a second time, and then third time is the final time. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take these two loose ends and I'm going to pass them round my body round to the left hand side here again, okay? I'm going to pass one of the lines over the other as we did before, like so. I'm going to tighten it up, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the one that's on the top, which is this line there, see that's coming over the top. Now I'm going to pass it over the top of the other line and then back through the middle like so. That's now created a square knot. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to take the tape, pass it under that same line, and I'm going to create a loop like so. I'm going to turn that loop away from the knot like so and pass that same piece of tape through that loop, and then I'm going to make sure that knot is tied up against the original square knot. I'm going to do the same on the other side, so I'm going to pass the tape up through the waistband, get that away, so it forms a loop, turn the loop away and then pass it through the top like so, and make sure that stopper knot basically is up against the square knot. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to tidy up the remainder of the webbing of the tape, and all I'm going to do with that is I'm going to stuff that away in my pocket so it's out of the way. That's now the Swiss seat formed, and all I need to do now is take the carabiner, open up the screw gate, pass the open end down through the centre of my body and then over these two lines here, and that's it ready to attach to a figure of 8. You can also abseil directly off this carabiner by passing the rope around it, but I won't go into that. But that is basically ready to use as an abseil harness. So that's the loop line then. When you use it in conjunction with a carabiner, this has got loads of functions, loads of uses. As I said, this is an interesting, a lot of people were asking me about this as a result of one of my previous videos. Hope that's cleared up some of your questions. Anybody else has got any more questions about this, shoot me in the comment section below. Again, thanks for your likes, shares and subscriptions. Be seeing you again soon. Stay prepared.